Today we are going to discuss few protocols given by Master Tung, and we are using them in our daily to daily clinical practice. Because when we are working in our clinic, we are getting many patients suffering with back pain, skin disorders, memory problem, Parkinson. There are lots of patients suffering with the diabetes, erectile dysfunction, impotency, weakness, tiredness, lethargy, lower back pain, knee pain and all. So these are the few very common symptoms. So we have taken very common symptom, and we are discussing the protocols given by Master Tung. Why Master Tung? Because Master Tung treatment method is highly effective. When you do the treatment by Master Tung acupuncture points, you are able to make your reputation in front of patients very fast, immediate reputation. Because results are coming on the table, results are coming very fast. Master Tung leave his body in the 1975, and he was the first person who shared, who discussed the secret and hidden points Master Tung was a traditional Chinese physician. He was from China, but he practiced in Taiwan because he was working in army. He was not medically a professional doctor because he was not having any professional degree. So Master Tung also did lots of struggle because of not having any degree. Master Tung was very calm and silent personality. He was doing just his work. All the students were chasing the Master Tung. Master Tung was going, inserting the needle. All the students were following him, and he was not telling anything. That where he did put the needle, why he did put the needle at that point, he was not telling anything. He was telling to the students, you learn the method, but do not follow me. You learn the method, you learn the science, but follow your own heart. Master Tung acupuncture is very highly efficient acupuncture system. So Master Tung was the first person from his family who has revealed the science, secret hidden points in front of others. Otherwise, not any person before the Master Tung has revealed these points. The family of the Master Tung was practicing these points since generation and generation. And hundred and thousand of people were taking the benefit from the Master Tung family, but no one was revealing the science. So Master Tung was the first person who revealed this science. That's why this system is called Master Tung acupuncture. What is the difference between traditional acupuncture and Master Tung Acupuncture? Master Tung Acupuncture is a direct system, a direct protocol. If you tell that I am suffering with skin problem, direct protocol, treat. Why? 3 points. The name of 3 points, leg rapid horses. It's direct points. Now, whether this skin problem because of some deficiency, because of some access, because of some eating irregular habits, because of emotions, whatever the reason is, the mastering points are straight. If you are having tearing eyes, 11.17 straight point. 11.17 points are very good for tearing eyes. Eyes are too tearing. So that's why right now, this is the system who is highly effective and we achieve the results on the table. No need to tell the patient then today I will start the treatment and you will achieve the results after 15 days. No. Patients getting results within 1 day, 2 day or 3 days. Many times results start within 6 seconds on the table only. As per the Master Tung, we should use maximum 6 to 8 needles. That is more than enough. Because points are too effective. That's why we are not using the points bilateral. Like we know in the traditional acupuncture, we are using points right side, left side, both sides. Many points we are putting both the sides. I have seen many acupuncturists, they are putting 50, 60, 70 points in one sitting. But as per the Master Tung, maximum 6 and 8 points are more than enough. Even if you talk about the Master Tung practice, the Master Tung used to put 1 points, 2 points, 3 needles, 2 needles, that's it. So today also we will learn few points that 1 or 2 points are enough to cure the back pain. And one very, very good facility in the Master Tung, if you miss the point, then also you are going to achieve the results. But the most important thing, you should not miss the channel. You should insert the needle on the channel. If your needle on the right channel, but by mistake, you have put the point, not exactly on the points, then also you will achieve the results. So channel is more important in the Master Tung Acupuncture rather than needle. In the last class, we have discussed many points like Fouquet, which is very good for female reproductive problem. Then 11.05, which is very good for heart condition. Then 11.09, good for knee. 11.13, good for crying in the children and madness in the adult. 11.17, which is good for common cold, also called common cold point, and also very good for tearing in the eyes. So we have discussed till the 11.17. Now we will continue our journey and we will discuss more points and which we are using daily to daily in our clinical practice. The most important points in the Master Tung Acupuncture, that is Lingu. If you ask me, tell me only 1 point in the Master Tung Acupuncture which is highly effective, most effective, that is Lingu. That's why the person who is practicing Master Tung, he will be definitely knowing this point because this is one of the best points for back pain, lower back pain. In the image, we can see the location. So let's discuss about this point, Lingu. Our master tongue has been given the name 22.05. So in our body, we are having multiple bones. So there are many flat bones. There are many bones like a tibia or tubular bone. The tubular bone are like a long bones. So as per the master too, each and every bone of the human body represent a complete human body. So take any bone, any long bone or tubular bone of the human body and divide this bone in four parts. Part 1, 2, this is the center. So we can tell this 3, then 4 and 5. So 3 is the center part. So this is the part 1, this is the part 2, this is the part 3 is the center, then part 4. And finally, this is the part 5. So any tubular bone can be divided equally in 5 parts. So even you can divide whole body. Whole body also can be divided in the same manner, like this is the human body. So remove the hand and legs. So I have removed hand and legs because the hands, arms and legs are the servant or helper. The main body is this, head and torso. If we divide this body in 4 equal parts, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each and every part of the body can be divided in that way. Like take the example of arm. So this is the center. Now divide this again. So this is the part 1, part 2, 3 is the center, then part 4 and part 5. So as per the master tongue, each and everything can be divided in the equal 5 parts. Part 1 will treat the part 1, part 2 will treat the part 2, part 3 will treat the part 3, 4 for 4, 5.5, that's 5. Each and every bone of the human body, each and every tubular bone of the human body can treat any part of the body. Let's see one more example of the one very bigger tubular bone. In the leg region, we can see This is the very beautiful long bones. Look at these bones. This is the inner bone. The name of this bone is tibia. Let's take the example of this tibia bone. It is very long. Divide this bone in the 5 equal parts. So this is the center or 3 number. Now upper part divided in 2 parts and lower part divided in 2 parts. So we can also tell A, B, C and D. Just we are making the division, or we can divide in the previous way. 1, 2, 3 is the center, 4 and 5. Part 1 will treat the part 1. Now suppose you want to treat the migraine headache. So this is the person having headache. So this is the upper part or part 1. And in this bone, tibia bone, this is the upper part or part 1. So if you put the point on the border of tibia in this upper part, it will treat the headache. So the part 1 is good for headache. In the same way, if we go down the lowermost part is reproductive part. So if you want to treat something connected with the reproductive part, genital part, testes and ovary. So going to the lowermost part, so in this tibia bone, going in the last part and put the point here in the lowermost part. So this will treat the reproductive functions of the human body. So any bone can be divided in the same way. Like if you want to do the imagination of the body in the bone. So this is the head region, this is the neck region, this is the whole body. Whole body can be treated just in one bone. Let's see the example of other bone. Let's take the example of any other bone. So we can see in this image, this is the metacarpal bone. This is the first metacarpal bone. This is also tubular bone. This is the second metacarpal bone. This is the third metacarpal bone, fourth metacarpal bone, and fifth metacarpal bone. Each and every bone represents a complete human body. So if we take the second metacarpal bone, and divide this bone in 5 equal parts. Part A, 1, 2, now center part. Center is a 3. Then 4 and 5. So just divide this bone in 5 equal parts. Let's we do the division in next image. So suppose This is the thumb. This is the first metacarpal bone. This is the second metacarpal bone, third, fourth, and fifth. And this is the palm. This is the palm. So we are talking about the second metacarpal bone. If we divide this bone, so suppose we are dividing from here. This is the part one. This is the part one, part two. Now this is the center part, three, part four, and part five. So suppose someone is suffering with a headache, then you can use part one for headache. And someone is suffering with a lower back pain, then you can use part five. That is the lower back pain. So when we insert the point near the part five for lower back pain, that point is called Lingu. And this is one of the best point, very effective point. I will show you the practical demo. So look at this palm. And in this palm, this is the first metacarpal bone. This is the second metacarpal bone. The union of first and second metacarpal bone. If we insert the needle here, that is the point which is very effective for lower back pain. And this point called Lingu. In the master tongue, this point is called Lingu. So if we insert the 2 point, one is Lingu, and there is one more point, just I will tell you, with the help of only 2 point, you can treat the lower back pain of 100 patients. Just 1 point or one more point, 2 points are very much effective to treat the lower back pain. So this point or Lingu, or as per the master tongue, 22.05 points found on the union of first and second metacarpal bone. This point touching the bones, both the bone. If we divide both the bone and if we do the imagination of whole body in the first bone, then also the lower part will come at the location of Lingu. And if we do the imagination of whole body in the second metacarpal bone, then also lower part will come at the location of Lingu. So the Lingu point, one of the best point to treat the lower back pain. So now, practically and clinically, what we are doing, as I told you, each and every bone representing a complete human body. Then question comes, okay, I am putting the points here. So, but each and every metacarpal bone representing a complete human body, each and every metacarpal bone. And this lingu point, one of the best point, especially when this pain is connected with lumbar 4 and lumbar 5 vertebra. And suppose you're telling, okay, I don't want lingu point. I want to choose some other bone. I want to choose this fifth metacarpal bone. You can tell me. Definitely, these things may come in your mind. Because if this is also a metacarpal bone. This is the fifth metacarpal bone. And this also can be divided in multiple parts. 1, 2, center is 3, 4, and 5. Then one part 1 means head, part 2 means chest, part 3 means navel region. So part 1 means head, part 2 can be considered chest, part 3 the navel region, part 4 abdomen and breast region, and part 5 lower back and lower abdomen. So you can ask me, okay, if I put the point here, then, so how you're asking me, what will happen if I put the point here, adjacent to the bone here? So my answer will be, you're right. You also can put the point here, because ultimately you're choosing the bone and you're choosing the last part of the bone. So clinically, I have found that if you put 2 points, just 2 points, 1 point here, because this is the bone, if you're putting 1 point just below the bone where this bone is ending, we can also consider near about small intestine 4 as per the acupuncture. This point can be, think, near small intestine 4. Let's see in the other image, the location of this point. So look at this image. In this image, we can see the palm. We can see all the bones. So this is the metacarpal bone. This is the metacarpal bone. If we go down, 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 and where this metacarpal bone is ending, we put the point here. That's why I'm telling near the SI4. In the master tongue, the location of point may be a little different because we are searching the bone and we are putting the point on the border of bone. So this point also can treat the lower back pain. So also we can see in this image, our point will be below the SI4 or small intestine 4 here. So if you put the 2 point, One point is Lingu. One this point near the SI4. The 2 point, more than enough to treat the lower back pain in the master tongue acupuncture. We always put point on the opposite side. So first point between first and second metacarpal bone, Lingu, as per the imagination of whole body, we are putting this point. And second point, Bilway, just after completing the fifth metacarpal bone. So let's see the practical demo of Lingu. So let's see this image. So this is the master tongue point. Here is written. So first I am discussing Lingu point. This is the first metacarpal bone. This is the second metacarpal bone. The union of first and second metacarpal bone, that is the point, Lingu. So we are doing the imagination of whole body in the first metacarpal bone. So this is the head region, chest region, navel, and lower back. So the lowermost part of this bone is lower back, and we want to treat the lower back. Even if we go from the second metacarpal bone, so the same imagination can be done. Whole body can be represented there in the same way. Either we talk about the first metacarpal bone or second metacarpal bone, and this is the union point. If we choose this union point, so this point will become very much effective to treat the lower back pain. So now, this is the Lingu point. When we want to insert the needle on the Lingu point, we are trying to put the needle on just border bone. That's why feeling the bones are a very important part. Our needle will be, if needle will be very closer to the bone, then we will achieve the results. Because in the master tongue acupuncture, if we don't want to treat the bones, then we have to put the needle near the bones. So let's see the practical demo. So I am making the union point. This is the junction or union point. So pulling the skin very little, pulling the skin and putting the point. Why pulling the skin? Because when we leave the skin, this point will go very closer to the bone. Now leave the skin. So point is going little closer to the bone. So this is the location of Lingu. Many times this single point are enough to cure the lower back pain. If with the Lingu, we will put SI4 point, just we have seen. Remember one thing, we have to put both the point opposite side. If we want to treat the right side lower back pain, so we have to put the needle on the opposite side, means left side. So in the master tongue acupuncture, we are always putting needle on the opposite side. Now one more thing. Our Lingu is not completed. So one more very important thing. There is a two types of imagination in master tongue acupuncture. One is called normal imagination. One is called normal imagination. And second is called reverse imagination. So there are two types of imagination are there in the Master Tung Acupuncture. And whenever we are treating anyone, we do both types of imagination. So this is the bone, and this is also the bone. And this is the central or number 3 for both the bones. Now upper part has been divided in two parts and lower part also has been divided in two parts. Now in the normal imagination, we are doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 1 represents the head region, second represents the chest region, third will be the navel region, fourth will be the breast region. And fifth will be the lower back. And in the reverse imagination, we do just opposite. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now this will become the head region. This will become the chest region. Center will be the navel region. This will become the breast region. And that will become the lower back. For example, let's see the example of any bone. So look at this image. Suppose we are talking about this bone. Here we are having two bones. This is the first metacarpal bone. This is the second metacarpal bone. Suppose we are talking about the second metacarpal bone. This is the central. Upper part can be divided in two and lower part also can be divided in two. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. In this condition, the 5 number means lower back. The number 5 means lower back. So when you put the needle on the lingu, it will reach the lower back. This is called normal imagination. In the reverse imagination, now this is the second metacarpal bone. This is the central or 3 number. We can again divide this bone in 5 equal parts. Now we are counting from here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now when you put the needle on the lingu, it will treat, this is the reverse imagination. Now you're putting needle on the number 1. What is number 1? Number 1 is a head region. Head. So now lingu point will treat headache, migraine, epilepsy, insomnia, tooth pain, any problem in the eyes, any brain related disorders. So this is called the reverse imagination. And the most important thing, of the master tongue. These points are working very fast than any other points. So we are using Lingu point for the headache, migraine, and tooth pain, as well as for the lower back pain. Normal imagination works as well as the reverse imagination works. Each and every bone can be divided in 5 equal parts, normally and in the reverse way. Take any bone of the human body, any bone of the human body which is tubular bone, and just divide in the 5 equal parts. So this is the beauty of this simplest as well as very faster system. So this is the completion of Lingu points. Let's proceed now. Now we are coming to the next point. Now we are coming to the next point. That is 77.17. So now we are talking about the another bone, that is tibia in the lower leg. Now you can see this bone. The name of this bone is tibia in the lower leg. And we can divide this bone in 5 equal parts. So this is the center. Divide upper in 2 and lower part in 2. Now suppose if you are inserting the point in the upper part, like at the location of spleen 9. The spleen 9 is the point who is just on the border bone, on the uppermost part of this tibia bone. That is the location of spleen 9. So because this is the uppermost part, so this is a very effective point for the headache, for the migraine. So you know, spleen 9 point is very effective point for the headache and migraine. So now we are going to discuss the points are available on the border bone of tibia. So look at this image. In this image, we can see this is the bone. The name of this bone is tibia bone. And we can see the tibia bone. The length is this much. A very long bone. An even thicker bone of the lower leg. If we put the point in the uppermost part of the tibia, it will treat the headache. If we put the point in the middle part of the tibia bone, it will treat the abdominal pain. So upper part will treat the head. The middle part will treat the abdomen. And if we put the point in the lower part of the tibia, it will treat the reproductive part. As per the acupuncture, if you know the name of meridian who is passing from the border of tibia. So this is the border of tibia. From the border of tibia, the meridian passing The name of that meridian is spleen meridian as per the acupuncture. If you know, if you don't know, then also no problem. Just remember this thing that this tibia can be divided in three equal parts: upper, middle, and lower. And if you put the three needle all together, then tell me what problem we can treat. So we can treat each and everything of the human body because we are covering upper part, middle part, and lower part. So when we are doing the treatment in this way, when we are putting the three needle all together, one needle in the uppermost part of the tibia, one needle in the middle part of the tibia, one needle in the lowermost part of the tibia, on the border of bone, as per the acupuncture, this is the spleen meridian. So when we are putting the needle on the spleen meridian, three needle on the border of tibia, the name of these 3 points are called lower three emperor, emperor, lower three emperor. So in the acupuncture, these points has been given the name emperor, lower three emperor. So let's see once again. If you randomly put the needle without having any proper knowledge of the points, if you randomly put the needle on the border of tibia, just with the imagination of tibia, that tibia is representing a complete human body. One needle in the uppermost part of the tibia, one needle in the lowermost part of the tibia, one needle in the center point of the tibia, then also you will able to treat the whole body because you have covered uppermost part, any head region, middle part means abdomen region, lower part means reproductive region. We will definitely discuss the exact location, but by mistake, if you've done some mistake on the points, but you are on the right channel, then also you are going to achieve the results because Master Tung told, if you miss the point, no problem, but do not miss the channel. So this spleen channel or this border of tibia is most important channel in the lower leg. That's why these points are called lower three emperor. This point, why this point is called lower three emperor? Because these points are very, very effective to improve the sexual energy. Sexual energy. These points are very effective to improve the sexual energy. So that's why we are putting these lower three emperor points for the patient suffering with erectile dysfunction. Because of diabetes, many persons are also getting weakness and sexual debility. So we are putting these lower three emperor for the diabetic patients for two purposes. First, to cure the diabetes. Second, for treating the weakness. We are putting these lower three emperor for each and every patient. Whatever the problem is, either patient is suffering with lower back pain or with impotency, infertility, erectile dysfunction, weakness, lethargy, tiredness, headache, acidity, any problem, intermittently, within few days, we are choosing lower three emperor points because these points are improving the sex energy. What is sex energy? The meaning of sex energy is our enthusiasm, our hormones. So let's see the exact location of these 3 points. So these points are called lower three emperor. The meaning of lower three emperor, we are talking about the three emperor. So we are having here three emperor. One is heaven emperor, heavenly emperor. So let's see in the other image. So on the border of tibia bone, we are searching the margin of tibia bone and we are putting the 3 point. 1, 2, and 3. Upper point is called emperor. Middle point also called emperor. The lower point also called emperor. So we are having 3 emperor here. So the name of these points are called lower 3 emperor. And lower 3 emperor, one of the best point given in the Master Tung Acupuncture. Because lower 3 emperor improving the sex energy. Lower 3 emperor are good for diabetes. Lower 3 emperor are good for tiredness. Lower 3 emperor are very good to improve the strength in the lower leg. Even they are very good for the swelling. Even I will discuss more indications shortly. The upper emperor is called heavenly emperor because heaven means upper part. The middle emperor is called earthly emperor and the lowermost point is called human emperor. So heaven means upper, earth means in between, human, lower. So heavenly emperor, earthly emperor, and human emperor. So in this way, these 3 points are called lower 3 emperor. The uppermost point also has been told is spleen 9 in the acupuncture. This is the uppermost point of the tibia. The middle point just in between the legs, in between the lower leg, and the lower point is spleen 6 as per the acupuncture, which is 3 chun up from the malleolus. If you want to know the exact location, the lowermost point is 3 chun up, the middle point is 7 chun up, and the upper point is just on the upper border. So let's see the practical demo. But before seeing the practical demo, I want to tell you one more thing. In the practical demo, I have also demonstrated one more point. So do not get confused. I'm telling here. From the spleen 9, just below the spleen 9, we are having one more point. Just below the spleen 9 or 1.5 chun down. So in the practical demonstration, I will also demonstrate for this point because many times this point we are using as a emperor. So this point is also very effective. We will see the indication of this point. So let's see the practical demo, then we'll proceed. In the diabetes, lower 3 emperor can be inserted bilateral in the Master Tung Acupuncture. Most of the time we are putting needle only on the one side. Or if person is telling that I am having some pain, so we put the needle on the opposite side. But lower 3 emperor can be used bilateral on both the sides together. So let's see the practical demo. So first we are seeing the lower leg and we are feeling the border of tibia. This is the tibia bone and we're trying to feel the border of tibia bone. This is the upper border of tibia bone, uppermost end of the tibia bone. Or traditionally, we are telling this point spleen 9. This point is called heavenly emperor or upper emperor. If we go 1.5 chun down, that is another point which I told you. Sometimes also we use this point as a emperor. So out of these 2 points, we use one of the point as an emperor. Now, after completion of the heavenly emperor, if we see just in between the legs, in between the whole leg, lower leg, this is the second point, which is called earth emperor. So this is the heavenly emperor. This is the earth emperor. Now, we are coming, this is the medial malleolus. From the medial malleolus, if we are coming 3 chun up, that is the location of spleen 6 or lower emperor. So in this way, we are finding 3 points: upper emperor, middle emperor, or lower emperor. So in this way, we are finding 3 points. The lowermost point is called spleen 6 or human emperor. Sometimes we are using spleen 9 as a upper emperor, or sometimes we are using the point 1.5 tune down. So when we insert all the 3 points together, these points work very nicely for sex energies, for diabetes, for lethargy, tiredness. These points increase the secretion of dopamine hormone. Dopamine hormone also connected with the pleasure. So let's see how we insert the needle. So we pull the skin and make little gap on the margin of bone. Then we are putting the needle. So in this way, we are putting the needle on all the 3 points. So in this way, we can put the needle and leave the patient for 40 minutes. General time is 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes. And we can use these points bilateral. So this was the demonstration of lower 3 emperor. Let's see a few more things about this. So in this image, I have demonstrated all the 3 points. The upper point, this is the spleen 9, or as per the master term 77.17, or this is called heavenly emperor or upper emperor. Now, if we measure whole leg just at midpoint, this is the earth emperor or middle emperor. And from this medial malleolus, if we go 3 chun up, that is lower emperor or human emperor. So heavenly emperor or upper emperor, earth emperor or central emperor, and human emperor, lower emperor. So when we are treating all the 3 emperors, we can treat these emperor for the lower back pain, for the diabetes, sex energy, erectile dysfunction. And the most important indication is kidney disorder, nephritis. So right now my focus, whenever you want to treat the kidney disorder, nephritis, kidney failure, protein in the urine, proteinuria, anything which is connected with the kidney, then we are using the point which is 1.5 tune down. This is a very famous point in the master tone, which is 1.5 tune down, or called 77.18. Then we are not using the upper point. Then we are using 77.18. Lower 3 point will be same. In all the kidney disorders, we are using lower 3 emperor, all the 3 point. Just we are using 77.18 point. In the master tongue, this point is called Lingua. So I will repeat again for the clear understanding. You can use the lower 3 emperor for diabetes, for improving the sex energy, for improving the erectile dysfunction, for improving the tiredness, for the condition in the lower back pain. And we are using 3 point. Upper emperor, central emperor, and lower emperor. But when you are using in any kidney problem, then upper emperor will be 1.5 tune down, or that point is called Shengguan, or 77.18, this one. Other point will remain same. No side effect, not at all. There is no side effect, means if you treat anyone, he will feel good. Because anyone need a good sex energy. Sex energy is the energy who is responsible to make you virile, energetic. And with the time, because of our irregular lifestyle and food habit, our digestion, our spleen is becoming poor and poor day by day. Because we are doing overwork, we are having disturbed sleep, and we are having anxiety, stress, our digestion becoming sluggish. So these points are in the spleen meridian, which is very good to improve your digestion. No need to give the electric stimulation. If you give the electric stimulation, there is no any side effect. But even you put the needle, that is enough. Either this is a male or female. When we talk about the master tongue, and when we talk about the lower 3 emperor, these points same on the both side. These points can be used on the both side. These points can be used bilaterally. These points, if you use these points regularly, lower 3 emperor, so these points are reducing the unwanted deposition of fat from the body. So these points are very good for cholesterol and overweight. You know what is sex energy? The meaning of sex energy is hormone imbalance. So when these points are improving the sex energy, means these points are improving the sex hormones, improving the ovarian hormone. So these points are very good for overweight because of the hormone imbalances. Sujok needle, you can use Sujok needle in the master tongue acupuncture, but slowly you can go for bigger needle. Even if you do the acupressure on the master tongue point, you will achieve the result. You can stimulate the points with any method for achieving the results. Many times we have told the patient to do the acupressure on the points, and we have reported very good results. So when we are doing the treatment in the master tongue acupuncture with the help of lower 3 emperor, we can put the needle bilateral, and we can call the patients 3 times in a week. If possible, then we can call the patient 3 times in a week, and we can give 12 sittings. In every sitting, we can insert the needle for 40 minutes. If we can insert the needle for 40 minutes, 3 times in a week, for 12 sittings. Then we will see the very excellent results in the 12 sittings. And if it is not possible for you to put the needle, then you can take little powder, or you can take little oil and massage the point or acupressure the point. So in this way, these points are called lower three emperor. These points, why these points are useful? Because nowadays kidney problems are very common. Many persons are suffering with the kidney disorders. So if you find someone is taking lots of allopathic medicines and anyone having any kidney problem, then intermittently we can improve the kidney function with the help of lower three emperor. So let's proceed now. Now I want to discuss with you very good point given in the master tome for skin problem, for skin disorders. The name of these points are leg rapid horses. If someone is suffering with the psoriasis, eczema, any skin problem, races on the skin, itching, urticaria, any deep and chronic skin problem which you want to treat very successfully and little faster than any other therapy. So these 3 points unit, leg rapid horses, are very effective. We are using these leg rapid horses for 2 conditions. Number 1 is skin problem. Number 2, I will tell you shortly. So let's see the practical demo first. Then we'll proceed. So look at this image. We are telling the patient, lie down in the supine, hand is straight, and trying to touch your thigh with the middle finger. So when this patient touching the thigh with the middle finger, then we will able to locate the point exactly. So let's see how we are doing that. So this is the stomach meridian, which we have to search on the patient because all the 3 points are available on the stomach meridian in the thigh, which is called leg rapid horses. So we are telling the patient, kindly touch your middle finger on the side and see where middle finger is reaching. So this is the last point where middle finger is reaching. This point is called where middle finger is reaching. So wherever middle finger is reaching, that point is called gallbladder 31. So let's see once again. When this patient trying to touch the thigh, then we can find out, oh, this is the gallbladder 31 location where middle finger is touching. Now from the gallbladder 31, it becomes 3 chun anterior. If from this point we come 3 chun anterior, that is the stomach meridian. On the level of gallbladder 31, we are marking 1 point. This point is near about 7 chun up from the patella. So we are marking 1 point. This is the central point. From this point, we will go 2 chun up and mark a point, and 2 chun down and mark a point. So these 3 points are called leg rapid horses. These 3 points are very much effective for the treatment of skin disorders like psoriasis, eczema, and all. So this is the thigh region. And in the thigh region, we are finding all the 3 points. These 3 points are available on the stomach meridian. And if you know the root of the stomach meridian is passing from the chest cavity, crossing the lungs, and coming in the thigh, then going in the lower leg. So let's see how we can insert the needle on these points. So we take the needle and we can start from any points, either from the central point, upper point, or middle point. We are putting the needle, and even we can put the needle bilateral. This is the second point, and this is the third point. So after putting the needle, we are leaving the needle for 40 minutes. And we can put the needle bilateral. There is a few more technique we are doing, but initially we can just leave the needle for a while, for 40 minutes. Same thing we are doing in the other leg. So we are putting center point, the point to chin up, the point to chin down. So these points are very effective for treatment of the skin problems. We have seen very good results in the 2 to 3 sittings. Means we can tell within 2 to 3 sittings, we can see the changes in the skin. When you want to treat the skin, also you have to focus a little bit on the diet. So with a nutritional balance and proper treatment, we can win the skin disorders. So I told you that number one thing, these points are very effective for the skin. The second, these points are very effective for the hearing problem and deafness and tinnitus, and for the problem of the ear. Now question comes, why these points are good for the skin? The question comes, what is the relationship with these points and the skin? Then answer is this. Now let's see why these points are good for the skin. As per the Master Tung, if we do the imagination of whole human body in the leg. So this is the navel region or central part. Upper part can be divided in two, and lower part also can be divided in two parts. Sorry, the screen is not there. One. As per the Master Tung, if we do the imagination of whole human body in leg and divide this leg in 5 equal parts, so this is the central part, which is representing the navel region. Upper part can be divided in two, lower part can be divided in two. So upper part, this is the head region, this is the chest cavity, this is the abdominal region, and this is the lower part of the body. So like each and every body part can be divided in 5 parts. In that way, we have divided the one leg in the 5 equal parts. So we can see the location of the chest region in the thigh. Okay. As per the acupuncture, when you want to treat the skin, You have to treat the lungs. Always remember, as per the acupuncture, skin is coming under the classification of lungs. Whenever you want to treat the skin, you have to treat the lung. So when we're putting the points on the lung, and as per this imagination, if we want to treat the lungs is coming here in the second part. That's why when we are putting the needle on the 88 point on these leg rapid horses, the number of these 3 points is 88.17, 18 and 19 or leg rapid horses. Leg rapid horses. These are the very famous points in the Master Tung Acupuncture because many acupuncturists has treated successfully multiple patients suffering with the different skin disorders. So these are the 3-point unit, 88.17, 18, 19 or leg rapid horses are available in the thigh, treating the skin problem because thigh is the place of lung. There are many other relationships. So that's why. And when we see the root of the stomach meridian, let's see the root of the stomach meridian. The stomach meridian crossing the lungs. So stomach meridian influencing the lung. If you want to treat the lung, you treat the stomach meridian. In the acupuncture, the meaning of stomach is just not a stomach who is doing digestion. In the acupuncture, the meaning of stomach, see the root of the stomach, wherever a stomach meridian is passing in the body, stomach meridian have capability to treat that part. In this image, we can see stomach meridian crossing the chest cavity, crossing the lungs. So if you want to treat the lung, you can treat the stomach meridian. This stomach meridian is going down, reaching to the abdominal region, then further going down. And coming after reaching, after abdominal region, it is going in the legs. So we can see it is passing from the front part of the leg. In the same route, we are putting the point. So definitely, sometimes we feel that we need a very perfect how to do. If you want to learn, if like I am doing this point discussion for the purpose that you should learn and you should start the treatment. But even if you want to go in very deeper aspect, if you want to learn little slowly and step by step, each and every points, then we are conducting the 40 days workshop starting from 21st November in very detail. This will be the combination of basic and advanced Master Tung Acupuncture, where you can treat the point with the needles and even without the needle. You can treat the point with acupressure because Master Tung points are very effective. Just you stimulate the point with any method, they will bring the results. So we are starting this workshop from 21st November. If you want to go in very deeper detail, you can enroll for this workshop. And our target to finish the workshop in 40 days. So we will do the class from Monday to Friday in the evening time. So in this way, you can enroll for this course if you want to go in the detail. Coming back to our, so we can see in this image, the center point, which is 7 chin up, that is 88.17. Then 2 chin up and 2 chin down, 2 more points. In that way, we are having 3-point unit, 88.17, 18 and 19, or leg rapid horses. If you just treat these 3 points, you can treat all the skin patients because there is no any point in the body are that much effective like these 3 points. These 3 points having highly effectiveness. So when you put the point on the stomach meridian and stomach meridian going in the chest, so lungs also will get improvement. Skin also will get improved. Either you want to treat the lung disorders like pneumonia, asthma, bronchitis, cough and cold, any lung disorder, you can use the same point. Or skin problem, you can use the same point. As per the acupuncture, lungs and skin are coming under same classification. So when there is a pus discharge from the skin, any skin problem, we can treat the same point. Any skin inflammation, we can treat the same point. Either this is the external skin which is covering our body, or this is the internal mucous membrane, internal skin. Each and every part of the body skin can be treated with the help of these 3 points. If we go in the ear, sometimes there is a pus discharge from the skin of the ear. That also can be treated. That's why these 3-point unit has been proved very good for the deafness and tinnitus and the ear problem. So ringing sound in the ear, you try these points, you will achieve the results. So in this way, we have discussed few points because time is limited. Time is always limited. We are having planned to discuss few more points. Now we will plan in our future class. So today we have discussed leg rapid horses. The leg rapid horses, good for skin and lungs. So these are the 3-point unit. If you go from the patella, from the knee joint, and if you are able to make the stomach meridian, then 1 point is 5 tune up, then 2 tune up, then 2 tune up, these 3-point unit. These are called leg rapid horses. Then we have seen lower 3 emperor. Lower 3 emperor are improving the sex hormones and good for diabetes and kidney problem and weakness. That's 77.17, 19 and 21. Or spleen 9, lower point is spleen 6, middle point, central point. So we have seen this. Few more points we'll discuss in the future class. And we have discussed Lingu point. Lingu and the point near SI4 for the lower back pain. So enough for today. Leg rapid horses will improve all the skin condition, including vitiligo. For the cerebral palsy, we have to discuss the points in our next class because it will take 20 minutes. And other classes is also, we are having other class on at 5 o'clock. Maybe some of you have felt little difficult. Why? Maybe some of you may felt, but if you learn, then definitely this will change the practice. There are many videos available on the YouTube. If you put Dr. Hemant Sharma, Master Tung Acupuncture, you will find the clear location. Okay, let's see one more point because I have committed someone. You know, these all points I am discussing because of we can discuss one more point. If I will see the time. We'll see the time. For cerebral palsy, we have to discuss the point. Yes, we can take entire spine on the metacarpal bone, definitely. Okay, in the next class, we will discuss cerebral palsy. We will declare the next class very soon, okay? Because today we have taken the protocol, which is requested by the participants on the last, during the last class. And few more points we will take in the next class. We may do next class very shortly. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.